Hey guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I'm here today to bring you a message from Spirit, so we'll see what has to come through. For all my subscribers, I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being here. If you're new to my channel and you feel like this resonates, please hit subscribe, join the journey with me. I'd love to have you along the ride. As well as I do just want to say that no matter what messages come through, no matter what cards we get, it's still up to you, your active free will, the choices you make, and the steps you take in your world to get whatever fulfillment it is you'd like to see. So to me, this is personal freedom, it's personal power, and my friends, it lies at the tips of your fingers and the soles of your feet, so use this power to do wisely. I'm going to take a moment just to call in Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, my team of light, and any of your spirit guides or my spirit guides that would be here for the highest good of the entire collective. I ask them to join us to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, and any of you who would ask for it, as well as to use me as the clearest channel possible, giving the messages out for the most far-reaching, but again, only for the highest good of the entire collective. No second-rate messages here today, my friends. So the first deck I brought is called The Magical Unicorns by Doreen Virtue, and I just want to see, flip it over, what messages Spirit has for us right now. These are really beautiful cards. Imagine all the possibilities in front of you. What would you see, feel, think, and hear if your wish came true? So I want you guys just for a minute to think about something that you have dreamt about, that you have wanted for a really, really long time, and think about, what would that look like if that came true? What I heard is, for some of us as well, we have trouble doing that because we've limited ourselves so much to what we either feel we can do, think we can do, or what I also heard is there may be some fear and blocks to going after what we want, and this is a few things. One, it's a fear of failure, and also kind of a little bit of fear of success, because, okay, what happens once I get it? So let's see what else we have here. But that is interesting, right? Because it's not just about what you see, what you feel. It's what you think, what you're hearing, all of those great things. So they're giving me an example, right? Like if you play hockey or something and what you want to do is win the Stanley Cup, what would you hear? Well, you would hear an entire stadium roaring with cheers, right? For accomplishing that great feat. What if you wanted, to land this really great dream job that you know was perfect for you? What might you hear? Well, you might hear you're hired, you got the job, praise from, your friends, your family. We're proud of you. You may see a lot of success. You may feel really happy. There's a lot of these different things. So I'm going to use my own, like if I ever become a YouTube, like massive sensation, right? What would that look like to me? That's hard to know, right? But right now I feel like my heart welling up, like, yeah, girl, that's what we want to do, right? And I want you guys to know it's really important. What I heard is Spirit saying, set your sights higher, right? So whatever you're looking at, Spirit saying, we don't want you to go small with this. We want you to think broad. We want you to think worldwide. We want you to think big. And we don't, this is Spirit going, and we don't want you to second guess yourself. What I also heard, and it doesn't make total sense, but infantilize. Don't infantilize yourself. So don't make yourself like a baby, but don't also put yourself down and say that you're not capable of doing this, because I feel like for many, many of you, whatever it is you've had your sights on, you are very capable, more than capable, and you are amazing at whatever you do. So if there's fear or something kind of holding you back, work through that. Be open with Spirit too, and be like, Spirit, what is this that is holding me back? So and how can I work through this and kind of bring more? What I heard is prosperity. We also have share here. It says, when you share, everyone feels happy. They're showing me right here, this little fairy or whatever, feeding this horse a piece of its apple. For some of you, what I heard is this is, sharing your food with your partner, your loved one, your kids. But this is also about sharing with people that in our worlds we know. What I heard is, especially when it comes to food, if we know that people around us are just going through some food insecurities, or they're having a little bit of trouble, filling up the fridge or something like that, Spirit's like, this may be something where every once in a while you invite that person or those people to dinner, or if you've made muffins or something like that, you know what, hey, here you go. What I heard is too, you don't want to be like making someone feel bad, making them think that they're a charity case or anything like that, because people have, what I heard is they have pride, right? And sometimes that kind of thing really makes them feel like crap. But this is just about when you get too much of something, sharing it instead of letting it go bad, okay? So there's more to that. I think this also comes to terms of sharing your feelings, sharing your thoughts, because as we share, everyone feels happy. Especially if this is romantically or with your friends or however, if we're keeping everything inside, especially if something's bugging us, we're kind of, our mood's affected or whatnot, and we keep this inside, that also can spread. This is just what I heard is for some of you, it's going to be really important to communicate your needs, communicate your thoughts, and also while you're doing this, some of you, this may be, share with your friends or your partners what your idea is, what your plan is, what your goal is. Be discerning with this. Excuse me, if you know people around you are a little bit jealous or something like that, those people may not be the people to tell. But if you have people in your world that you know are supportive for you, that are going to stand by you and give you some constructive criticism or constructive ways to go about getting this goal, absolutely share with them. Like what I heard is share the burden, share the load. So I have the cat tarot here, and this is the Three of Wands. um hmm. Three of Wands is usually about waiting. I'm going to check this book, though. I find this book gives very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Important messages, okay? So the Three of Wands, at the confluence of inner balance and outward connections to the world, the Three of Wands promises something new on the horizon. Sometimes we can see everything wonderful that is right in front of us, but sometimes we have to turn around to shift our perspective. With concentration and focus, the big picture shifts more clearly into view, and growth and good fortune are within grasp. Note the triangles on the walls suggest the sails of ships as they hint at the new adventure on the horizon. And this is where often you do see in the Three of Wands, you see those ships coming in, right? I love this perspective though, that yeah, for sometimes absolutely you can see this, but if we're so focused on what's in front of us and we don't take that time to look away and to think about something else, we may not actually see that there was a better opportunity for us. And like they said, this big picture, this is a big thing, okay? So let's get a little bit more information. I think, honestly, whatever's new on this horizon, it does have to do with this Imagine card. Imagine. For some of you, I think you know what's coming up. You've been waiting for it a long time. We have the Five of Cups in the reverse, and we also have May in the reverse. We're out of May. I think that it's important. What I heard is don't use all your resources up too fast, because this Five of Cups up here, this cat's went through four bowls and the majority of the fifth. What can happen when we get in that kind of place is this becomes then a scarcity mindset, because we've eaten everything that we have and we don't know when we're going to get to this next bowl of food. Others of you, what I heard is don't squander the opportunity when it presents itself. As well as going back to the share, they're just like, if you have 5 bowls of food, hand one off or hand two off, to someone else who may not have that abundance in their life. This also has to do with our heart space. Being that these are the cups or the bowls, right? This has to do with our heart space. And I think it's going to be really important to make sure that we're not holding back from opportunities that we know are going to fulfill our heart, or people that we know are going to fulfill our heart. This is really asking us, I think, for some of you, especially if it comes down to, there's an opportunity right in front of you, and, what I heard is like, it may be fun, right, for a while, whatever we're going through, or who we're with and whatnot, but Spirit's really asking you to go, okay, what I heard is pay attention to your feelings, pay attention to how you feel as well. So if we're spending a lot of time with, let's say there's a few people or one person in particular who wants a lot of our time, you know, what I also heard for some of you, love bombing, or that they're always trying to, they want to spend time with you because you're a freaking awesome person, right? But sometimes, depending on this person, we may end up feeling a little bit depleted or like there's not enough resources to go around. So, Spirit, what I heard is a little bit, it's like just step back for a minute because there may be a lot more to this than meets the eye. They're giving me Transformers vibes a little bit here. So, I want to show you the bottom of the deck. Oh my god. This is the cat tarot, remember? And death, what does the cat hate the most in the world? Scared of? The vacuum. This also to me says it's time to clean house though. It's time to suck up the shit that's no longer meant to be there. For some of us, this is like hair and stuff like that, like cat hair, literally cleaning the house. But others of you, what I feel like is like, because once we start cleaning up, the riffraff's going to get the hell out of there. So for some of you, this could be cleaning up your diet as well, because again, they're showing me the food here. And once you start cleaning up your diet, and no longer looking, this part's probably mine, no longer looking at the fun things, like this reminds me a little bit of licorice, okay, or something, no longer looking at what's in front of you, and instead going, okay, you know what, big picture here, times change, I feel like this being in the reverse too, it's like I'm not totally fulfilled with what I have in front of me, I'm kind of getting bored, and it's time to create some change, and some massive change. And again, this is stuff that it's time to clean up, it's time to get rid of the dust, time to get rid of the dirt, and really, what I heard is just say goodbye to anything that's not really working for you anymore. And this could be people, relationships, this could be lifestyles, right? This could be food groups, could be a lot of different things. Here we have contract number 6. Some of you guys may be going through some legal stuff. For others of you, they're just reminding me that justice is blind, that this is going to be really important, that we're making balanced decisions. And I do think this card discussed that, the balanced decisions. Again, that it's really great to be doing frivolous little fun things, okay? But they're giving me a great example here is in terms of finances. That while it's fun to do a lot of different things, sometimes all those different things can really deplete our finances. And this is where we may need to turn our back a little bit to that fun and go, okay, but what could I do here, bigger picture, that I could save some money, have more abundance, and still do fun things, but these fun things may actually have, what I heard is more bearing or more weight on our soul. In terms of this contract as well, new things on the horizon. This could be a new job, right? You accept a contract, like depending on how you're hired. I know a lot of places they go contract base, but what I heard is it's going to be really important for you to read the fine print in this as well. So they're giving me an example of like wrestling, where like John Cena, every time he uses his name, like WWE gets money because they helped build him, right? They helped build his name. If it wasn't for WWE, we might not know that name, John Cena. But every time he's using his name, whether he's making money in a movie or anything, he is giving that over. So this is also like, I'm sure in his case he knew that was coming, right? But this is, if you're being offered something new, really pay attention to the fine print. I also heard ask for a little extra time to go over it if you need some clarification. Can you guys, Spirit, help me out here? All right, so I'm going to take this other one too that fell. We have the thinking woman. We have man holding a coin. So for some of you, this is you. If you, and it again, it doesn't matter how you're identifying here, man, woman. This is taking the time to really think, right? Again, with this, imagine what would it look like if I'm getting what I want? What is it that I want? And really reading again these books here that you see are open, or as in Justice, they're closed. So you could be really reading up on a lot of stuff right now as well. This, again, I'm feeling almost job, like it could be a man who is now your boss or just somebody in authority offering you something, and you're really thinking about whether this is your path, whether this is what you'd like to do. And again, what I want you guys to do is, this is important, is to imagine this offer. If you accept it, how does it make you feel? What do you think? What do you hear? What do you see? What do you smell? Right? All of this stuff that's going on. For some of you, if you got a job in a bakery, you're like, oh, I smell donuts, right? Or I smell bread. But if we are doing something else, this picture is really going to change. So also they're saying don't get too stuck on logistics and on the picture in your mind. It may not meet the outward appearance of what actually happens, but Spirit's just saying they want you to be open here. Again, this contract, for some of you, this could be like marriage stuff. This could be an ending as well, depending on what you're going through. If for some of you, this could even be like settlement, right? That somebody has come with an offer after a really long time in this, and it's time to transform the situation and move forward. But there is a lot of change happening. So again, I think it's just going to be really important to step back a little bit, look at the bigger picture, and imagine all of the scenarios you're given and think about in your heart what felt best when you thought about those. So that's the message I have. I love you all. They're like, look at the bottom of the deck, which is the healer of ages. And this is, again, I feel like really following our heart and trusting yourself to make the decisions that are right for you. And again, if you're sharing this information with people and you feel like things that make you really happy, or that you really like the idea of someone is constantly trying to talk you out of it, talk to someone else, because that person, I feel like a lot of it would be coming from jealousy or fear of their own that they've had on what if it didn't succeed for them. And this is not them, this is you. Okay, so clean up the riffraff, clean up the stuff that is no longer meant to be here, and the brand new is coming, my friends. Just imagine what that would look like. I love you all. Mwah. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.